In this video, we're going to talk about sweet spot marketing. And what is sweet spot marketing? Well, it's really a response to a world where, historically we've looked to push out messages to our prospective client base to get them almost like in an advertising sense to get them to want to come and buy our products. But we know now in the modern world of digital media and digital platforms, what we're really trying to do is pull people into us by sharing content that's useful, that's educational, that provides knowledge, that makes them drawn to us and pulls them to us. So the key then is kind of what is that sweet spot of that information we put out into the world that's going to draw those people in and want to have deeper conversations with us. So that's where we come up with sweet spot marketing, and there's three key elements to sweet spot marketing. The first one is whatever we put out there has to be digestible. So is the context right? Does it accelerate the ability to understand? Is it easy to read? Is it in a format that's very digestible? But whatever it is, it needs to be digestible for the audience it's meant for. The next thing to think about is, does it actually solve a problem? So does what we're talking about solve a problem for the people we want to read it? So if it isn't solving a problem, if it isn't helping them overcome a need, then you have to ask yourself, are people going to be interested? And this is where insight's really useful as well, because insights can be a way of kind of waking people up to that stuff, sharing an insight that makes them go, God, I had no idea, but thanks for letting me know that. Maybe this is something I need to pay attention to. And then the third element is actually, what about us? Does actually whatever we put out there in a digestible, useful way that solves a problem actually demonstrate that actually we're part of the solution? And demonstrates that we have a competitive advantage, which means we could help with that more than other people. Because if it doesn't, then you have to ask yourself, what's our place in it? So, is there real clarity around our part in that and what we can do? Do we make ourselves relevant alongside the information without being, too self-promotional and being more pushy rather than pulley? And could we prove it if challenged? And I think there's probably another part there. Maybe we include that in what we put through. So those are the three elements, but I suppose the key thing with sweet spot marketing is to understand that when you pull those three together and they all come together in one place, it creates a sweet spot. But more importantly, what happens when they don't? So, when it's digestible and it solves a problem, well, it's kind of, that's great. Thank you for providing something that was really digestible and solved a problem, but you had no place in it, so I don't need you now, so you have no role, so that's not useful. If it shows your competitive advantage and it solves a problem, but it's not digestible, it's just more the noise that's out there, and there's already too much noise we know out in the digital world. So you need to be careful that you don't get to that place where you're talking about you and the problem, but people just can't consume it. And likewise, when it's digestible and it shows your competitive advantage, it's just too promotional, so it's pushy. And people find it hard to engage with the push marketing when we need to pull. So really try and work on getting those three elements together, hitting that sweet spot, and hopefully you can pull potential clients and new followers into your organization. Good luck.